Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora fight last weekend. I don't want to say the wrong dates. Was it the fourth? Yeah, it was the fourth. The 4th of April. It was the 4th of April. They fought in the UK, right? Like to break down a fight with Deontay Wilder and the Chisora. I think Deontay Wilder rely a lot on his right hand, which he been doing his whole career. Listen, he been relying a lot on his right hand his whole career. I seen a lot of open shots. And another thing about Deontay Wilder, he don't fight like a taller guy. He definitely don't fight like a taller guy. He want to mix it in. He want to mix everything in. He want to go back and forth. He want to fight in the inside. I think if he would have stuck his jab out there more and Derek Chisora face, it would have been a much easier fight. He made the fight harder trying to fight in the inside. He don't use no uppercuts. There was a lot of open cuts I've seen that he could have threw that he did not throw. And he relied a lot on his check hook. So I had a conversation with one of my friends earlier. He was talking about Deontay Wilder and Jake Paul. He was like, "Yo, I think Jake Paul would have did a better job than um he would have been he would Jake Paul would have did a much better job with Deontay Wilder instead of Anthony Joshua." And I'm like, no, I don't feel that way because Deontay Wilder just would have been on straight beast mode. When Deontay Wilder fight, you go and get hit with that right hand. And the person I was talking to was like, no, I don't fight with the guy with the right hand. I said, bro, everybody get hit with Deontay Wilder right hand. Everybody. Even with the Tyson Fury fight, Tyson Fury came back to life. We thought he was gone for real. Not just gone, but gone for real. He came out like the Undertaker. And that's real. He got out like the Undertaker when everybody thought that fight was over. And everybody felt that fight should have been over. Everybody felt that fight should have been over. And everybody thought that fight was over. But with that being said, Deontay Wilder, man, he gotta start fighting like his height. I'll give you a prime example. Sebastian Fundora. If you watch the Sebastian Fundora when he fought Brian Mendoza, when he got clipped in the inside, once he got clipped, his last few fights, he been fighting from the outside. Shout out to Fundora, shout out to Keith Thurman. But that last fight with him and Keith Thurman, he made Keith Thurman look like he had no reason being in there. Like no reason being there at all. But back to Deontay Wilder always fought like that. He always fight with his check hook. He leave his jab out there. Like he leave his jab out there so he can catch you with the right hand. That's his number one thing. He leave the jab out there so he can catch you with the right hand. If you look at that fight with the Jorg, if he just would have kept his distance, the jab and uppercuts, he would have been good. But he was just relying so much on that right hand, the straight rights down the pipe. He'd just throw a straight right at you. But I really feel like Deontay Wilder, Sebastian Fundora, and David Benavidez should all train together. I really feel that way. I really feel like if they train together, they'll pick up something from one another. They definitely pick up something from one another. And not only that, I feel like guys is trying to fight Sebastian Fundora, the smaller guys, I feel like they need to go train with David Benavidez. And the reason I say David Benavidez is because David Benavidez is probably much stronger than Sebastian Fundora. But David Benavidez is going to throw a lot of shots, and you want to know how to maneuver. David Benavidez might not be as tall as Sebastian Fundora, but you know how to maneuver, and yet still be in that same danger as if you fight Sebastian Fundora. So if you go into a training camp with the Mexican Monster, he going to give you everything he got. I don't think he going to hold any breaks. He want to throw a lot of punches because that's what he does. And some of them punches are going to be real power punches, like real power punches. So I just feel like you can withstand David Benavidez for 6, 7 rounds, then I feel like you can withstand Sebastian Fundora. And not only would you be able to withstand Sebastian Fundora, you'll be able to take his shots. You'll know what to look for. You'll know how to move because a lot of guys going on Sebastian Fundora, but oh man, I got this, I got this, I got this, I'm gonna do this, and they try to get other guys to imitate Sebastian Fundora, but Sebastian Fundora got some nice power to him. He been stopping a lot of guys since his Bernie Mendoza fight. He been beating a lot of guys up. And when I say beat them up, I'm talking about the faces. You look at Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin looked horrible at they fought that for Sebastian Fundora. If you look at Tim Tszyu looked horrible. Booker, they just looked horrible at that fight on Fundora. So I just really feel like the 154 pounders, if y'all guys go in there and train with the Mexican monster, even though he only is that the weight classes, that's for a reason. You know, he got 60, 68. He's at 68. He might be, I think he's going up the cruiser. I'm not for his next fight. I think his next fight is at cruiserweight. But I feel like he the only guy that can give you that what Sebastian Fundora going to give you. Like throwing a bunch of punches. Sebastian Fundora been throwing a lot of jabs now. He keeping jabs in people's faces, and not only is he keeping jabs in people's faces, he's starting early. Fighters who might fight him. You got Jerron Boots Ennis, and you got Alexander Zayas. They fight June 27th, which should be an easy fight for Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis should run right through this kid. He's 23 years old. I think he got 21 victories and 13 knockouts. He got the WBA and the WBO, I believe. They fighting for that. But I really feel like Jerron Boots Ennis should go right through him. I don't know if he's going to knock him out, but I feel like it's going to be a 12-round battle. But things I think that Jerron Boots Ennis got to look out for is if you know this kid got a nice hook and he got a nice uppercut, and that's left hand with his left hand. So I don't want Jerron Boots Ennis to go in there and get comfortable and start doing his dancing because at the end of the day, he's still a champion. No matter how you look at it, he still got 2 belts. So you can't go in there and play with a champion because he's putting everything on the line and is in New York. Now, anybody that's a fighter that's Puerto Rican, they know New York is the next Puerto Rico. Seriously, is that the tickets is extremely high, like sky high, and it's crazy because Jerron Boots in his last fight that was in Philadelphia, they wasn't as much. They get in the higher levels are like $400, $300. You know, I've just seen floor seats for like 9,000, 5,000, which is almost ridiculous. But I really feel like what's up? I really feel like this the Puerto Ricans and stuff like that, the Hispanic crowd is definitely going to take over. But out of one of those two, I'm quite sure they're gonna get Sebastian Fundora. If Sebastian Fundora don't take on an Earl Spence, but it's supposed to be Tim Tszyu versus Earl Spence, we don't know yet. Um, even if it's Earl Spence, even if you fight Josh Kelly, it's the same thing. These guys have to get in there with somebody that's going to imitate him. You can't get in there, guy. You can't get in there. So when I ran into Keith Thurman when we was in the MGM, he said he used Mike Fox. Nothing wrong with Mike Fox. I think Mike Fox is a great fighter. He have a lot of speed, and I really feel like he's not the same as Fundora, but I do feel like he got the height and he got the speed. But when it comes to power, when it comes to movement, a Mike Fox not going to make you think as much as a Fundora or the David Benavidez. Like, you got to get in there with somebody who's going to make you think. It got to be a chess game. It cannot be a checkers game. It has to be a chess game. But those two guys are going to bring that pressure. And the reason why I say Deontay Wilder should go there because I feel like David Benavidez got that power to be a heavyweight. I really do feel that way. And him boxing Deontay Wilder almost like the same speed. Deontay Wilder will have to get out the way of those punches. Somehow, some way, Deontay Wilder will have to get out the way of those punches. And maybe that'll make Deontay Wilder use his jab. And we can actually see some boxing skills from Deontay Wilder instead of just the right hand. We can see some combinations. We can see some more uppercuts, some right hooks, some right body shots. If you notice, Deontay Wilder don't really go to the body as much. So with this fight, he made this fight more difficult than what it really had to be, in my opinion. My opinion, he made that fight with Derek a little bit more difficult than what it had to be if he would have been throwing combinations, if he would have been stabbing the body, if he would have kept his jab out there, keep putting his jab in his face. But that's not something he did, so he made that fight worth 12 rounds. He did get that win. He called out Anthony Joshua. He said, let's make it happen at the end of that fight. Is that a fight the fans want to see? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I think that'll be a big fight again. Probably in the UK, big money fight, but Anthony Joshua chin isn't that strong. So I don't know how Anthony Joshua is going to react when he do get hit by a Deontay Wilder right hand, which he's going to get hit by, because everybody get hit by it. Gary got hit with 4 or 5 of them back to back. You know what I'm saying? He got hit like definitely like 5 times back to back. So I don't know, but hopefully they make that fight happen in the year. We know Deontay Wilder only fight probably once a year, if that. He's not gonna fight twice a year at all. He definitely not gonna fight twice a year. I think he had that level in his career, and he's 40 years old. Whereas though he can fight once a year, even with the Mexican Monster can start, which is David Benavidez. He can start fighting once a year, but the fans would like to see him in the ring 2 or 3 times a year for sure, for sure, for sure. Definitely, the way he beat everybody up is ridiculous. But that guy threw a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how it go. But the fights I'm definitely looking for. I'm looking for that Conor Ben versus Regis Prograis next week, April 11th. I'm looking for that anyway fight, and I'm looking for that Jerron Bruce Ennis versus um Alexander Zayas. But the tricky thing with Bruce is we don't even know if this fight going to give him the respect that he deserves, because they're not giving this boy no respect at all. I think this fight might be the one who put him on the map. But if not, like I said, the winner out of this definitely going to get Sebastian Fundora. I love to see Sebastian Fundora in Boots, or I love to see Javon Boots Ennis in one of the Charlos, even though I feel like the Charlos will need to take a test first before they just jump in the ring. They've been out the ring for almost 3 years. So I don't think they should just jump right in there and fight Javon Boots Ennis, because Javon Boots Ennis is definitely dangerous for everybody. He's even dangerous for Sebastian Fundora if he find a way to get in the inside for 6 rounds. And then not only that, a lot of people like shoulder came out of pocket, biceps ripped. Like a lot of people came out there with more injuries than expected, because you got to remember he's 6'6", and a lot of these guys is 5'8", 5'10". None of those guys in his weight class is over like 6 foot. I even think that Charles is like 5'11" or almost 6 foot. So being 6'6", he got that advantage. He got the height advantage. He got the length advantage. Like he got a lot of advantage over guys. They call him a cheat code. But like I said, it should be some great fights. I don't want to see him Alexander Zayas. I don't I don't think that'd be a good fight at all. I don't think that'd be a good fight at all. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Stay tuned. I have some more work coming to you. Did I mention that? Oh my goodness! Wow. We You can call me